These three Rolexes are on a trajectory to become completely unobtainable at retail by 2027. This isn't about long wait lists, this is about a total shutdown for new buyers. In this video, we're breaking down which three watches are on the list, why they're becoming impossible to buy, and what it means for the market. We'll cover the specific models, the market data, and the story behind the scarcity. If you appreciate deep dives into the world's most desirable assets, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. The scarcity of a Rolex is no accident. It's a deliberate strategy of controlled production and managed product life cycles. This pressure is only getting worse, as Rolex's massive new factory won't be operational until at least 2029, guaranteeing that supply cannot meet the exploding global demand for the foreseeable future. With that in mind, let's count down the three models that will define Rolex unattainability in 2027. Coming in at number 3 is the Complex Juggernaut, the Sky Dweller, specifically the steel one with a blue or green dial. Its scarcity is a perfect storm, the collision of extreme manufacturing complexity with a sudden massive surge in its public profile. The Sky Dweller is the most mechanically complex timepiece in the entire Rolex catalogue. It's powered by the Caliber 9002 movement, which drives two core innovations. First is the Saros annual calendar, an ingenious system that automatically adjusts for months with 30 and 31 days. It only needs a single manual adjustment per year on March 1st. The current month is cleverly indicated by a red rectangle in one of 12 small windows around the edge of the dial. Second is the ring command bezel. The bezel, which is the ring around the watch crystal, is actually a complex mechanical interface made of around 70 components. By turning it, the wearer can select which function to adjust with the crown: the date, local time, or the reference time on the 24-hour disc. This extreme complexity puts a hard ceiling on production. Rolex simply cannot scale it up to meet demand. For years, the Sky Dweller was a niche watch for serious collectors, but recently its popularity has exploded, fueled by high-profile wearers like Roger Federer, Michael Jordan, and Jay-Z. This created a demand shock, a sudden exponential growth in desire crashing against a production system that is structurally incapable of responding. While the white and black dials are hard to get, the bright blue and mint green dials are in another stratosphere of rarity, produced in far smaller numbers. By 2027, the blue and green dial Sky Dwellers will be virtually unobtainable through official channels. At number 2, we have the Discontinued Legend, the GMT Master II Pepsi. This watch is set to become impossible to get for a very different reason: a deliberate and strategic retirement. It is the most widely anticipated candidate for discontinuation in the near future. The Pepsi is a true icon. It was originally developed in 1955 for Pan Am pilots to navigate intercontinental flights. The distinctive red and blue bezel wasn't just for looks. It allowed pilots to differentiate between daytime and nighttime hours in a second time zone. Today, the current steel reference is one of the most sought-after models in the world. With an official retail price of around $10,800, it regularly trades on the secondary market for between $20,000 and $27,000. The most compelling evidence for its retirement is a major anniversary. The year 2025 marks the 70th anniversary of the GMT Master Collection, and the watch community widely expects Rolex to release a new hero model. For years, speculation has centered on the return of the red and black Coke bezel, and this was elevated to near certainty in early 2024 when Rolex published a patent for manufacturing a stable two-tone red and black ceramic component. This patent is the smoking gun. To make room for a new steel Coke, Rolex would almost certainly retire an existing model. The Pepsi is the logical choice. The production of its red and blue ceramic bezel is notoriously difficult and rumored to have a high rejection rate. Retiring it would solve a production headache and instantly create a modern collectible. A discontinuation by 2026 at the latest is a high probability event. By 2027, the steel Pepsi will be a secondary market-only legend. And finally, at number 1 is the Perennial Icon, the Cosmograph Daytona. The Daytona's scarcity is a permanent market condition, an unresolvable imbalance between its legendary status and its complex production reality. The Daytona's story is rooted in motorsports, formalized in 1962 when Rolex became the official timekeeper of the Daytona International Speedway. But its ascent into legend was catalyzed by one man, Paul Newman. His association with the watch, particularly a specific exotic dial, transformed it into a cultural icon. In 2017, Newman's personal watch sold for a record-shattering $17.8 million, creating a halo effect that elevated the entire Daytona line. Today, it's a fixture on the wrists of cultural leaders like Michael Jordan and Roger Federer. While culture drives the demand, the watch's mechanics constrain the supply. The new Caliber 4 131 movement, introduced in 2023, is a masterpiece of engineering. It features a column wheel and vertical clutch for precise chronograph operation, a high-efficiency chronogy escapement, and a parachrome hairspring that makes it 10 times more precise in case of shocks. Paradoxically, Rolex reduced the number of components to increase reliability, but the level of precision required to manufacture and assemble these fewer, more advanced parts is immense. This creates a natural and inflexible limit on how many can be made each year. The market data is unambiguous. The Daytona has the longest waiting period of any steel Rolex. Most dealers have closed their lists entirely for this model. With a retail price of approximately $15,500, it consistently trades for between $30,000 and $40,000 on the secondary market, a premium of over 100%. This is a direct measure of the overwhelming excess demand. By 2027, the forces that make the Daytona difficult to get today will have intensified, solidifying its status as a truly impossible watch for a new client to obtain at retail. So to recap, our three watches are on a trajectory to become impossible to get for three distinct reasons. The Sky Dweller, due to its extreme complexity, meeting a sudden demand shock. The GMT Master II Pepsi, due to a strategic and highly probable discontinuation. And the Cosmograph Daytona, due to its permanent cycle of legendary demand, meeting an inflexible production bottleneck. As a final note, this analysis is for informational purposes and is not financial advice. Of these three titans of scarcity, which one would you choose if you had the chance? The iconic Daytona, the soon-to-be-retired Pepsi, or the complex Sky Dweller? Let me know your pick and why in the comments below.